Following F1 2023's opening rounds in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, both held under lights at night, the sport now heads for Melbourne's sunshine, following a long-haul flight. With blue skies and lakeside crowds waiting for the paddock at Albert Park, the idyllic scene of the Australian Grand Prix. And there's even more reason to celebrate, with 2023's edition marking the 70th anniversary of the Australian Grand Prix at Albert Park. The race was first held in 1953, with 40 drivers taking on the 64-lap race, though it was not part of the World Championship, with Doug Whiteford claiming the win in his Talbot Lago. Albert Park again hosted the race in Melbourne's Olympic year of 1956, but it took another 40 years for the Grand Prix to return, and this time as part of the F1 World Championship. With the event now guaranteed to stay in Melbourne until 2037, on the back of a refreshed track and interest in the Melbourne race.
You can't compare the circuit today as it was in the 50s. The types of cars, the safety, it went in the other direction. It was completely a completely different scene in those days.
And local Melburnians are again embracing the event, which is expected to be another sellout, with more track action than ever, including for the first time, F1's official feeder series F2 and F3. And the organisers are confident it will inspire young drivers.
We see this as the breeding ground, along with karting in Australia, for the next generation of Aussie racers.
For F1, Australia will be another test of the competitive horizon, with the Albert Park circuit different again to Bahrain and Jeddah, which could mean a shake-up of the order, with Aston Martin, Ferrari and Mercedes all pushing hard to challenge Red Bull. But while the squad's two-time F1 world champion Max Verstappen looks untouchable right now, he's never won in Melbourne. With Red Bull's last win there in 2011, though the mentality in 2023 is surprisingly similar to that season.
We go from being the hunter to being the hunted now, and we go into the season with number one on the car as a defending world driver and constructors champions for the first time, that we've since 2013. That's been the case for us.
Michael Schumacher remains the most successful driver there with 4 wins. 2009 F1 world champion Jenson Button and 4-time title winner Sebastian Vettel have 3 apiece. Melbourne's street circuit winds around Albert Park Lake with a 5.278-kilometre layout featuring 14 turns and a top speed of 330 kilometres per hour. From 2023, there are 4 DRS zones for maximum overtaking, with the latest out on the back straight between turns 8 and 9, another between turns 10 and 11, the third located on the pit straight, and the last between turns 2 and 3. Can Verstappen finally break his Melbourne hoodoo? Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.